Hi everybody, and welcome to the Tree of Life, Astrology and Tarot. My name is Debbie Cassidy, and I am here to give you your forecast for the week beginning March 8th. So we have just come off of a crazy, unstable, bipolar week this past week. However, we are in for a big reprieve starting this week. Now, as you know, we have had a whole lot of planets in the sign of Pisces and Aries. So Pisces, that watery, dreamy, all about the outer world type of sign, and Aries, which is the trailblazer, the initiator, energy, moving forward, getting things done. So we've had these two energies, both mutable and cardinal, kind of in a battle with each other. And I don't know if you have felt these types of energies where one moment you're kind of in your inner self, thinking about your spirituality, kind of dreamy. And then on the other hand, you want to initiate, you want to move forward, you want to use all this energy to get things done. So it's been a bit of a battle this past week. On top of all of that, we have also had Venus going retrograde, and that was just a couple of days ago. So we're re-looking at our relationships, what it is we value, who it is that we love, who it is that we want to keep in our lives. And we're also re-evaluating our finances, as Venus is the ruler of money, as well as love and harmony and relationships. So we have a lot going on. And we have even more that's getting ready to happen this week. Holy cow! I had difficult time getting started on this video today and figuring out what it was I wanted to focus on because we have so many things going on with the planets this coming week. So I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible and just let you know what the outstanding energies are going to be this coming week and what you can expect. So recently, if you were to look at the ephemeris, and I will put it up on the video so you can just see where all these planets have been, we have a cluster that has been sitting in Pisces and Aries ever since the beginning of the year. We have not had any real stabilizing energies for the last couple of months. And this is due to the fact that we've just had this cluster sitting in Pisces. Right now we have Neptune in Pisces, who's the god of water. All about the outer world, all about our spirituality and our inner selves, which has had a huge impact on everything else that has been going on. We also have Uranus sitting in Aries, that planet of the unexpected, the disruptor, the awakener, making things happen suddenly without us seeing it coming by any chance. So with about 5 to 6 planets that are clustered in this part of the chart, it's just been a little crazy. It's been hard to get in touch with ourselves and figure out exactly where we're going, why we're doing it, and how we're going to get there. But I have some good news. The good news is Mars is going to break away from all these clusters of planets and start to move into Taurus starting tomorrow. Now Mars, as you know, rules Aries. And it's getting ready to move into a more fixed sign like Taurus. So it's not real happy about being there. However, it is going to help us to initiate things, get our feet grounded, so that we can move forward and start to get some clarity as to where it is we're going. So Mars, that fiery initiator type of planet, moving into an earth sign like Taurus. Taurus rules anything having to do with the earth. Whenever I think of Taurus, it's a very stabilizing type of energy. I always think of the gardener who's always out in the garden, like myself. I always think of money as well. Taurus is all about looking into the future, finding their security, thinking about the long term. So lots of these types of feelings will start coming in over these next 5 to 6 weeks. And it's an energy we have desperately needed just to get our 2 feet on the ground and start stabilizing ourselves so that we can look into the future and just feel like we're getting some traction finally. It's been all about, I think, just overthinking things and just kind of a real airy type of feeling. So now we finally get some stabilizing energy, and this is so good for us. So I'm going to refer to some of my notes here just due to the fact that there is so much going on and there is so much I want to relay to you this week. So please excuse me while I refer to them and go over some of these different aspects that are going on this week. So, dearest Taurus, fabulous people. It is probably the slowest moving sign out of the entire zodiac. Taurus is all about thinking way ahead before they make any types of moves, and I can totally relate to that as I am a Taurus myself. I'm actually a Taurus Aquarius. That means I am a Taurus sun sign and my Taurus ascendant, and I have a moon in Aquarius. So you talk about a little confused sometimes. But with that in mind, I know what it's like to be fixed. We don't deal with change very well. We like to think things over. We like to make sure we have a plan before we move forward on anything. And that also includes our finances. It's all about security. So with Mars sitting in there, if you are an earth sign like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, these types of earth signs can definitely relate to this type of energy. Even though Virgo and Capricorn are not a fixed sign, they are still very much about the earth, very practical. So as we have Mars moving into this, we're finally going to break away for the first time this year and get into a more stabilized type of energy. So areas like your finances, your schedule, your home, how you look, what you eat, will all be a part of your plans for the long-term future and seeking security in these areas. This is fabulous. So the earth signs will really start to feel more energy and want to initiate new ideas, get their projects done, things like taxes, perfect timing for Mars going into Taurus during tax time, especially with Venus retrograde. It's going to help stabilize some of that energy. And of course initiate and make us relook at our taxes and our finances before D-Day, which is the 15th of April. It's also about your looks. And as I said with Venus retrograde, don't do anything drastic. However, Taurians, want to look good. And it can be a very materialistic sign. So with Mars in this particular sign, you may get some sort of urge to go out and spend some money, buy new clothes, that sort of thing. I just wouldn't get too carried away with those types of energies. Hobbies like music, art, photography, anything creative is very much a part of a Taurus sign. So a lot of initiation may be coming to some of these really creative areas. It also includes gardening, carpentry, anything creative. You're going to find some initiation in some of these areas over the next 5 to 6 weeks. So that is a huge change or a huge shift in our energies, and it's going to get even more shifted as we start to move into a full moon in Virgo, and that's going to happen on Sunday. Now, as you know, with full moons, it's all about culmination, bringing things to completion. And Virgo, fabulous earth sign, as we know, is very practical. It's the Virgin. It's all about purity, cleansing, your health. And that's your physical health as well as your mental health. So with this full moon in Virgo, it's just going to enhance or it's going to highlight some of these areas. You may want to come to a culmination in some of these areas. Maybe there's been a physical ailment that you've been wanting to get taken care of. This is going to help bring you clarity, and it's going to help you find solutions to some of your health problems, whether that be physical or mental problems. It's also going to have you wanting to clean house. Virgo is all about the details. The Virgos help keep the rest of us straight and organized. And that's very much what a Virgo is all about. So you may, what a perfect time of the year for this to be happening, right as we get into spring. And I'm going to get into that here in just a minute. So there's some great energies as we go into spring. But Virgo, you're going to want to clean house. You're going to want to declutter. You're going to want to reassess and review anything that has to do with your home, your health, any mental issues you've been having lately, things you've been hanging on to. During this full moon in Virgo, that is the time to just let those things go so that you're able to clean the slate and move forward. So this is going to be a nice full moon, I think, for all of us. I don't see any odd energies coming from this. It's a very strong full moon as it's in Virgo. So finally some stabilizing energies are starting to come back in, and we have desperately needed this, especially over the last few months, to get us grounded. Now at the same time, this coming week, we also have a sextile, and I've explained before that sextiles are usually a good thing. These are good energies that are coming in for us. And the first one we're going to see, it's actually already happened, and that was on Monday, was the sign is going to sextile with Mercury. Mercury, that communication planet, and the sun is, of course, all about our identity, if I can talk. So you're going to find that communications are very much stimulated. There's going to be lots of conversations, solutions, and discussions taking place. Quick thinking is going to come to you. You're going to be able to come up with ideas quickly, and you're going to be able to use some of this quick thinking to be able to influence other people. Now we also have Mercury and sextile with Pluto. Communication meeting the underworld. Pluto, as you know, is the transformation planet. So communications can run deep. This is excellent for research, investigation. You're going to have a need to want to speak the truth, and actually this will help force the truth to come out. It will be spoken. We want to speak the truth. So mental clarity regarding secrets and hidden truths will definitely come to the forefront. That was Monday, Tuesday, and of course the 8th, Wednesday, we have the sun sextiling Pluto as well. That's today. So this is your opportunity to transform your life in some form or fashion. There's going to be more focus on the outer rather than the inner. Changes to your home, your wardrobe, cleaning out what no longer serves you so that you can move on. It's going to be a let's do it attitude. It's going to be like, okay, I am over this, I'm done, I'm releasing it. Now Thursday, of course, I discussed that Mars is moving into Taurus, and that's going to be an influence we're going to feel for the next 5 to 6 weeks, which is fabulous. And then as we start to move into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's when we're going to start to feel that full moon in Virgo. So there's going to be more stable, practical energy that's going to help ground your emotions. We've had a lot of emotional, deep thinking going on just in the last couple of months, and this is going to help pull us out of that and finally start doing rather than thinking. So, Virgo, as we know, rules the health, all about purity and the details in a practical way. So you're going to be asking questions like, how can you take care of you? Use this time to reevaluate where you need to improve your physical health as well as your mental health. You're going to be paying a lot more attention to what it is you eat, what it is you drink. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough exercise? Fresh air? Are you getting outside? And this is also a time to start facing your fears and your inner mental voices. We've had a lot of that going on just in the last 2 weeks. We've had a lot of that going on. So ask yourself, what is it that you're ignoring about yourself? What needs to be purged or let go? Is there anything stuck up in there that it just keeps coming back? Are you still like rewinding the same types of thoughts in your head? During this full moon, let it go. This is the time to just purge it out and move forward so that you no longer have a stuck feeling. So find that balance between your intuition and your emotions, and the Virgo full moon is going to help you with that. It's going to help you with the practical and the creative, and finally getting your 2 feet on the ground. Now Sunday, we also have daylight savings time. This is when we move our clocks forward. A lot of us lose an hour of sleep on Sunday, but I thought I would throw that in there just due to the fact that I always look at daylight savings time as a precursor to spring. And we are also going to be starting our new year in the astrological, or from an astrological point of view. And that's when the sun starts to move into Aries. Now Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and Aries is the initiator. It takes the next step. It's the trailblazer. Think of the guy out in the middle of the jungle with his machete and he's blazing the path. And that's also why Aries is the harbinger of spring. It helps to initiate growth, get things moving. And we're starting to see a lot of that already. I just took a walk out in the garden earlier and hello, I'm seeing signs of Aries everywhere. Trees are budding out. It's starting to get its leaves. And then we're going to have that sun moving into Taurus towards the end of March. Taurus is all about taking that initiation, taking that path, that trailblazing, and making something happen. Taurus is all about building, producing, making things happen, planting those seeds, and then later on we'll be able to harvest. So as we start to go through this astrological year, I just want to kind of review how one sign blends into the next sign, and you're going to find that there's just such a connection between where they are, where the planets are, and how our seasons are progressing. So Aries, of course, initiating, and then of course Taurus doing the doing. It's the growing. It's getting it done. At the same time, working with the earth, being grounded. So there's just so much connected to our astrology that actually makes a whole lot of sense. So that's pretty much our energies that we're going to feel this coming week. And I did want to remind you guys of a T-square that we still have happening between Uranus, Pluto, and Jupiter. And this T-square is going to be affecting us throughout the year of 2017. Another neat aspect is we have Saturn, which is sitting in the galactic center as we speak. And I don't want to get too detailed about Saturn in the galactic center until I get to my next video, because I don't want this to run too long. But there's some amazing things happening in the stars right now. And you're going to feel a major shift in the energies as well. It's a little friendlier. It's a little more relaxed. We can not worry so much about taking action, moving forward, and having to get things done right now. Because as we get Mars into Taurus, it's going to slow us down a little bit. And we also have Venus retrograde, which is the ruler of Taurus and Libra. So it's going to slow us down a little bit. And we need to review things, take our time, think long term into the future. And this is a fabulous energy, and for most of us, something we have needed for quite a while. Something that's going to ground us a little bit. Now, I did pull a card this week, one of Doreen Virtue's cards, and I thought it was very appropriate for what I am talking to you guys about this week. And it is the release card. And basically what this card means, it's from Archangel Azrael, it's the end of a phase or a situation. It's a spiritual transformation. It's signifying to us that it's time to move on. And how appropriate could that be? Because as we've had this huge influence in Pisces, it's been all about a transformation, our spiritual transformation, especially after this last solar eclipse in Pisces. And solar eclipses, as you know, follow us for the next 6 months. And full moon phases will follow us for at least the next couple of weeks until you see your new moon. So, yeah, this is your permission to release. Release what is no longer serving you. Release any of those mental blocks that you have had upstairs here. It's time. It's time to cleanse. Do the spring cleaning. Cleanse that stuff out and get ready for the new. That's the only way the new can come in. You got to clear out, cleanse out whatever it is that's blocking you, so that the new things can come in. It's also about our connections with others. We're going to see a huge influence regarding our connections with others over the entire year of 2017. It's just going to become more and more intense as we start to get into it. What I am happy about is the worst of these intense, confusing energies is just about to move behind us. As we move into spring, we can release. We now have the permission to release and produce and grow on the inside. All about our spirituality. So, I hope this message has resonated with a lot of you. I would love to hear some comments and a little bit of feedback. Also, just wanted to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button, and you will continue to get these weekly updates every week. Also, as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I have huge plans for some webinars and some classes in astrology if that is something you are really interested in. I'd also like to give classes on reading the tarot, being the tarot and astrology are very much tied together. So hit that subscribe button, like, share this video, and of course any of you would like any questions answered or you would like your own reading, your own personal reading, by all means go to my website at treeoflifeastro.com or send me an email. I have all of that in the box down below. All that information is there, and I would love to hear from you. Meanwhile, may Spirit light your path this week. I wish you lots of love and light, and namaste.